There's somebody watching this right now, and you're asking yourself the same question over and over. How am I supposed to do that when all I have is this? How am I supposed to raise these kids in a world I don't even understand? How am I supposed to build a family when all I've ever known is brokenness? How am I supposed to chase dreams that need a degree when I barely made it through school? How am I supposed to do that when all I have is this? I hear you, and I want to give you something today that you can carry into every situation where life feels too big and you feel too small. Here's the principle. If God called you to do it, He will support you through it. Now, it may not feel like that. Sometimes you don't see His support. All you see is what's missing. All you feel is what's lacking. But let me take you all the way back to the very first words of the Bible. Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God. That's the source right there. That's why you can move forward. Because in the beginning, God. And what did God do? God created the heavens and the earth. But watch this. Now the earth was formless, empty, dark, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. There was no light yet, but the Spirit was there. There was no shape yet, but the Spirit was there. It was empty, dark, formless, but the Spirit of God was already present. That's your life right now. Just because you can't see the light doesn't mean God's Spirit isn't already hovering. Just because you don't see the solution doesn't mean God isn't already moving. Then God speaks. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. The Spirit was there, and the Word was spoken. That's how everything you see came to be, Spirit and Word. And that's all you need right now, His Spirit and His Word over your life. Fast forward with me to a little room in Acts chapter 2. The disciples are sitting there with a huge task. Take this gospel to the ends of the earth. No plane, no car, no internet, no YouTube. How are we supposed to do that when all we have is this? But what they didn't know is that God had already sent the answer, because that's what God does. He sends the answer before you even know the question. The Bible says, "Suddenly, a sound like the blowing of a violent wind came from heaven and filled the whole house." Now, we shout when we hear suddenly. We shout when we hear the sound of a mighty rushing wind. But let's be real. What is a violent wind? It's a storm. And storms don't feel good. Storms knock you down. Storms take things you love. And then it says, they saw what seemed to be tongues of fire. Fire burns. Fire destroys. So why are we shouting about a storm? Why are we celebrating a fire? Here's why. Because it's not what you're going through, it's where it came from. The Bible says the wind came from heaven. The fire came from heaven. And that's what changes everything. The same storm that destroys. The same fire that consumes. If it came from heaven, it will not destroy you. It will develop you. Listen, the storm you're facing right now, the fire you're walking through, ask yourself, where did it come from? Because if it came through God's hands, it's only there to build you, not break you. So next time you're saying, how am I supposed to do that? Remember this, if God called you to it, He's going to carry you through it. If the Spirit is hovering and the Word is spoken, light is coming. You're going to make it. Not because you have everything you need, but because He is everything you need. If this hit home for you today, drop a comment. I'm trusting God for my this. Share this with someone who needs that reminder. And don't forget to subscribe. We've got more coming that's going to build your faith.